Words are go.
Welcome everybody to this week's Fabio Funk and Lucky covering the 2026 World Formula One Championship from Monaco, baby. You all love it. We all love it. Everybody loves it, especially at Monaco. Isn't that right, chaps?
Oh, yes, it's the track that we all look forward to going to.
Hello, Grand Home Fishing.
Hello.
And hello, Robin Worcester. Thank you so much for coming out. You are first in everybody's view. And, what can I say? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay. Monaco, we were there. We were actually there, weren't we? I can't believe it still. It seems like a dream. Seems like an absolute dream. And, that's how that works out. I will just say that for some reason, what's going on here? Why is my media suddenly not working? Oh, that's weird. Sorry, my media is not working for some reason. I don't know why, but we're going to do this.
Your what?
My media, it's not scrolling up and down. Anyway, yeah, we were at Monaco, and just to say this, no spoilers. Look away. Look away if you don't want spoilers. But the big success on F1's first father and son's work day. And there they are together. That is a lovely picture, isn't it? As you can see, they've both bought some abstract art for each other. And amazing. Just amazing, really. I couldn't be happier for the couple. Could not be happier. Okay. I think we just go straight to it, chaps. I'm going to go straight into it rather than procrastinating like I normally would. So thank you, Fabio, for dealing with the comment section. I can see you making sarcastic comments, as I can tell by your face that they're sarcastic. And let me just check. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you're talking to somebody else. He's doing something else. Don't worry. We're all focused on this. Believe me, chat, nothing is more important. Okay, so as I say, we were at Monaco, pole position by the young god. I'm going to call him a god now because he is basically turning out to be the most successful Formula One driver of all time. And I say that well in anticipation of the 9 world championship titles that he's probably going to win. Anyway, moving onwards, another pole position in probably the most important place to get pole position at Monaco for Kimi, the Kimi. So I'm just going to call him the Kimi. So there we go. I think he's eclipsed all Kimmys in the sport. In second place, an incredible second place for Max Verstappen. And then I think it was
4 thousandths of a second or 400ths of a second between them.
Yeah, it's very close. Either one of those, quite possibly. Yep. So that's an amazing thing. Again, it's a short track, so of course more likely, but nonetheless, showing that driver skill of the young Kimi, the Kimi, is of the highest level. If he's able to beat Verstappen around a difficult track like this, shows something. That's for sure. Anyway, lights got away. Kimi got away to a fantastic start. gone are the days. Gone are the days when he would struggle to get off the line. No, simple as. In fact, the opposite happened. It was Max Verstappen who actually stopped on track for the first time in a long time, failing to get off the line and probably doing his clutch no good at all. He's certainly the engine.
With the best engine of the pack.
Most powerful
Aha.
ICE. Engine
Yes.
is a broad term,
Yeah.
but yes, you're right. ICE, internal combustion engine.
I think
Anyway,
it's worth mentioning that we were very lucky we didn't see half a dozen cars piled into the back of our staff.
Oh yeah, fuck me. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Although to be fair to Max Verstappen, he did try and pull over before stopping.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did indeed.
So he you know, always alert to danger, always alert and ever present. So yeah, they all got away in the Kimi, then Lewis Hamilton, and then Leclerc. With those further back, Hadjar getting off to a great start, Russell dropping places, and that was to be a theme of his race. And yeah, lap one, what can we say? They all go 2 by 2, and it was looking to be a less interesting race without Verstappen up there to race against both the Ferraris, which allegedly had were going to have better pace at this circuit. Turned out not to be the case. And also Hadjar, who showed an incredible agility during this Grand Prix as well.
Even with his engine in this bad state.
Yes, yeah. He showed an incredible agility during this Grand Prix. And
I thought you had a stroke. I mean,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we can get to that if you want. Okay, let's get to it now. And just to give another spoiler, just to give another spoiler, he ended up having engine problems throughout virtually the whole race. They would come and go, but yeah. Anyway, but again, the sprightly young lad, as it's correctly pronounced, had a fantastic race. And then, of course, also behind brilliant things, BT, fantastic sponsor, handling 99% of the nation's M999 calls. You can't get better than that. You can't get better than that. Also, Skoda. What a car. Fucking Skoda. What a car. Right. Lap 28, because we're going to ignore quite a lot of this race. Antonelli, the Kimi, had pulled a 11-second gap. And
am I
was
in the
already...
right stream here? Listen, before we go from, am I in the right stream? Yeah?
It's difficult to tell right now.
yeah.
I think you're not, because you're talking. That's what gives it away for me.
Right. I'll mute.
It's hard for me to concentrate on doing this, okay? It really is. I can't be this funny all the time. So let me get through this, and then then we'll discuss all of your stream woes. Lap 32, because I've just missed a few laps. Lap 32, 17 seconds over Leclerc. He just kept pulling away. He didn't slow down. Normally you'd get a large gap and just gently pull it back, rein it back a little bit. Not our Kimi, not the Kimi. No. Foot to the floor, extending that lead so he could get some kind of pit box advantage over them. And then eventually, yes, he does come in. He does come in. I think it might have been Russell coming in first, though, because I've got to go back and find out. Yeah, replay. George Russell into the pits first. Number 63. George suffered, both with strategy and with his car. What can we say? The lad from wherever he's from, same place Martin Brundle's from.
Norfolk.
Yeah, it's Norfolk somewhere. I was going to say the name of the place, but I can't remember. Anyway, let me catch up because I've already fucked all that up anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hello, Halsey. Good to see you. Fabio, You have been very pleasant, not at all sarcastic. Yeah, give him chance. Give him chance. He's only just winding up. He's only been awake 10 minutes. Hi, Hizzle. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like as well. Like the stream. We'd really appreciate that. Okay. Back to the race. Lance Stroll. What a
Lap
fucking twat.
60.
I don't know fucking what lap we are.
No,
Lance Stroll
no,
decides
he's-
to drive into the wall once again. Turned out not to be his fault, but he
Mhm.
blamed the car. But actually, of course, it was the track was breaking up. As Fabio pointed out during the highlights, they had actually tried to resurface the track just before the race, knowing that there was going to be a problem, of course, knowing there was going to be a problem, but they let it go ahead anyway. And they didn't tell the drivers, you know. Unbelievably.
We got a picture. We got a picture of me from the car. You can see the side.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you
the
did.
mirror.
You took.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hitched on one of the cars, so you could get a really
Yeah.
close picture of it. Whose car was that?
I don't know. I just stole it and just
Okay, it wasn't George Russell then.
back
No.
there. Yeah.
Okay, who knows? Anyway,
It was a
George.
Skoda. It was
There
a
was
Skoda.
another Oh, hello, Jeets. Nice to see you. Thank you very much for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe. And also, hey, Simus, have a good day. Busy at work right now. Don't stop. I'm busy at work too. We're not going to stop. And yeah, I call it work. Of course, this is more challenging than you'd think. Not for the reasons of difficulty of work, just for my own reasons. Just because it's me. Anyway, lap 66. Also, then, unfortunately, the young Monegasque, that's the name for somebody who comes from Monaco, also fell foul of the turd on the road and slid straight into the barriers. Oh my goodness. He said he wouldn't blame the car. Oh no, he said he wouldn't blame himself, unusually. And in fact, he blamed the car. Said something about the brakes, but in fact, in hindsight, it turned out to be a little bit of turd on the road that he picked up on his tyre and slid straight into those barriers. And of course, this called out a red flag, eliminating the advantage that the Kimi had built up over all these laps. But to no avail. Hamilton could get nowhere close to him, absolutely nowhere close. Also, Hamilton had also speeded in the pit lane, and that little intervention just before when the yellow flag came out allowed him to serve his penalty, so he was in a genuine second place. There was much complaining after the race about this, I can tell you, but we'll go over that. And then in the final positions, not a lot happened after that, to be fair. One thing I did like was Russell holding up the pack, so a few people had some issues going down into the hairpins. And I think it was Hulkenberg and the unfortunate Carlos Sainz that came together. Sainz was out, I think. And I liked this tactic by Russell. What can I say? So there we go. Other things happened, and in the final result was a big success on F1's first father and son's work day, as the Kimi celebrated with the Wolf. So there we go. And that's my Formula One. Oh, just in time we caught that. Oh, hello, a little bit saucy in the background. Yeah.
Wow.
He's showing off again with all these women.
Yeah. Well,
Lovely to see. It's lovely to see. Hello, Barbara. Good to see you. We all want one of those now, I can assure you. Okay. There we go. So that was the race. And yeah, probably driver error. Robin says, yeah, probably driver error, but in a different way. Especially if they're called George. Thank you, putting the George down again. Don't stop till you get enough, Michael Jackson. Yeah, absolutely. I think he did. He got enough. That was enough for Fabio. You can see that. Yeah, Italian men. They're very spontaneous. What can I say? When I say spontaneous, of course I mean premature. But there we go. But there we go, Horny. Yeah. That's men all over, though, isn't it? Really. But there we go. So yeah, that was the race. First place was Kimi Antonelli for the 5th time. He scored a first place. A fantastic result, world record breaking. He absolutely had a wonderful time on the podium, wrapped in his Italian flag. And of course, this gives him 156 points in the Drivers' Championship. Just to say that. Next is George Russell at 88.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
Next is Lewis Hamilton. And Russell
Is
is
it
Hamilton
really?
third.
second place.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton at 90. I beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lewis Hamilton at 90. Then George Russell at 88. Then Leclerc, the pastry, at Leclerc at the pastry at 75. Oscar Piastri 60. Lando Norris closely behind him on 58. Max Verstappen pushing up the rear with 43. And then his teammate Isaac Hajar, as it's correctly pronounced, 29. Liam Lawson, fantastically doing very well, consistently scoring points this year. And then Pierre Gasly, our favourite Frenchman, if there can be such a thing, 26 in 10th place. So there we go. Hello, Dave. Dave Spon, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it. Hello, everybody, he says. And ciao, Dave, from Fabio there. Can I bum a cig, Fabio? Yeah, of course. He smokes on the screen in Italy, don't they? They all do. They all do in Italy. Oh,
Very
what can I say?
cosmopolitan.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
very, very,
I'm outside, so what the fuck?
very
right?
sophisticated.
Slightly
Yeah.
sophisticated.
So there we go. That was in fact the thing, and now we're back with you. So I'm gonna. Luke is my favourite Frenchman. Is he really? Is he really? I'm glad you've got one. It shows something to how fair you can be. I didn't think there was a favourite Frenchman, but yeah, okay, that's fine. Hello, Captive Desk, Dave. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate that. Hello, everyone. Don't know how I got on Dave's pond, but hello. Fine. Fabio says hi, and everyone says hi to Dave. He's a gem. So I'm going to pass it over now to Mr. Monaco, the closest person that I know that lives to Monaco.
Mr.
That is,
Monaco.
of course, that is, of course, Fabio, who knows everything about Fabio. Before I do, I just want to say one thing quickly, if I may, which is Raid Shadow Legends. We're sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, of course, as everybody is. And who else are we sponsored by?
Skoda.
Skoda. Yeah, apart from Skoda, of course we're sponsored by Skoda this week. They threw some money at us. But there is somebody else, but I can't find it. I haven't lost it.
Oh no, that's our sponsor money gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
It will be if I can't find it, and this is most important. Yeah, okay, well, we love Antonelli and the Italian and his bunga bunga time. And boy, did he have some bunga bunga time this week. And there we go. So now, over to Fabio. Thank you very much, Fabio. And, what can I say? Make the Roman Empire great again. Over to you, Fabio.
Very fuck.
I mean, Monaco, the race that we all hate because it's boring, and Andrea Antonelli just managed to make us like the race. He made 60 qualifying laps, basically. There was no discussion. He made the Grand Slam in Monaco. Just to give you some kind of a Grand Slam is when you make the pole, the fastest lap, and you win the race. And there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 drivers which has made that. So just to give you a rough idea who we're talking about, his companions in the Grand Slam in Monaco are Juan Manuel Fangio, Sterling Moss, Jackie Stewart, Ayrton Senna, Michael Schumacher, and Mika Hakkinen. So it's a pretty good company is in. It's a nice club to be in there. Just to give you some other facts about that guy, because I'm really convinced that we are witnessing we're seeing a legend being born right now. He's the youngest driver winning in Monaco. Is the youngest driver in history which makes a Grand Slam through all the circuits. He's the first Italian with a Grand Slam in Monaco, and he has 66 points of advantage in the championship after 6 races. I mean, spectacular doesn't even start to describe the guy. He is amazing. He's really amazing. Anyway, the race was interesting. We saw some other nice stuff. We saw Lewis Hamilton, back again. He kind of liked the car, and again, we all know Monaco is not the best track, to judge, the car and all that stuff. But it's a driver's circuit anyway.
Yeah.
So
So
if you perform there,
I
yeah,
just want to interrupt you there and just say,
yeah,
Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is back. It's the
yes,
sound of the police. It's the sound of the police. It's fantastic. Go ahead,
yeah,
Fabio.
yeah. Leclerc was at issues with this car through all the weekend with his brakes, and there's been a bit of talk about it. There's some speculation that Lewis is using what is carbon something something instead of Brembos, stuff like that. But the gist of it is that they've been having problems with the brakes ever since before Canada. Apparently, they found some kind of solution which has been put on Lewis' car, but Charles didn't want that solution for Monaco because he was afraid that you know trying something new in the track where he was aiming to do well, it wasn't good, and it kind of backfired on him. So, yeah, there was that. Special mention. I want to mention Perez, believe it or not, because ever since I think lap 10, Perez started complaining about the condition of the tracks on the radio. So yeah, I mean, it proved to be, in hindsight, it proved to be, a good, you know, having a good eye. Anyway, what else about the race? Yeah, Verstappen, you can never give him as dead because he made a fantastic qualifying, and I think that without the problem he had with this engine, it would have made a fantastic race. I mean, it's one of his tracks, again, drivers circuit and all that stuff. It was too bad, but still, I mean, the guy has, has in it what you need, to make a good performance. Anyway, uh, I don't know if we want to talk about Russell and the Mercedes in general, because while we saw uh, a rising star and shine, on Andrea's side. Uh, I mean, overall, Mercedes didn't really perform that well. Russell was whinging and whining, as he does, but he really was. I mean, I think that guy uh, is starting to have some serious, problems, as far as mindset goes.
Hmm.
Because again, he started the championship thinking that he was the main man, and the guy was just, his sidekick, and now he finds himself, third in championship, 68 points after 6 races from the young lad. So I think I think he's,
Yeah.
yeah,
I got
he
I
needs a
got a
good.
special I got a special interview I did with Russell just after the race. You guys want to
Uh
hear
huh.
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, lovely. Hang on a second, let me just do this. Uh, Hello, George. Thank you so much for coming by. It's really good to speak to you. I know you've been having a difficult time. Do you think there's any solution? Oh shit! Hang on a minute. Let's just get that there. Sorry, George. Let me repeat the question. Is there any solution for you? Oh, okay, George.
Okay.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up, the situation. But other than that, even the team itself, they made a mess out of him having to make a 5 second stop and go. They just didn't make it,
It was
and they just
bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. They didn't
it was
know if it had served a 5 second penalty. I mean,
it
what the
was
fuck are
mental.
they thinking?
No, he knew about the 5 second. They all knew about the 5 second
Yeah, but
penalty.
he came in and he stacked up after Antonelli, and he
Yeah,
thought that the time that he spent sitting behind Antonelli
yeah,
waiting for a pit
yeah,
stop was his
yeah,
fucking penalty. I
yeah.
mean,
It's just
and the team didn't even question his thoughts on that. None of them thought to say, no, that definitely wasn't the penalty, George. We're gonna have to come
yeah,
back in. They said to him on the radio,
yeah,
um,
yeah.
you're gonna have to wait until the FIA tells us what to do. I mean,
Oh yeah,
geez.
but I mean, of course, it's not an F1 race. It's just like some city, friendly race, and we can,
It's
just yeah,
absolutely
I've lost
bizarre.
enough time. I mean, what the fuck was? Yeah, it was bloody mental. It was really really crazy. Another crazy thing was the fact that a lot of drivers, like a lot, I think that the only one which hasn't got been penalized was me, Simons, and Antonelli, maybe, for speeding in the pit lane. Um,
Yeah.
There was a reason for
apparently,
that. Oh, right,
apparently
sorry.
there was a reason, and the reason was that because during the race, me and Simons were talking about and said, maybe there was been some misunderstanding in the drivers' briefing. Maybe they moved one of the detection points and stuff like that. Apparently the reason was the fact that they had one more car. Well, I wouldn't say the fault was Cadillac, but the fact that Cadillac was there. If you can see from the images, the when you get into the pit lane, so the pit goes a little bit like that, but everybody went straight and cutting a little bit, right? So the they calculate the speed, they take 2 points and they make the average.
Yeah.
So even if the driver, because Russell was flabbergasted, well, I pressed the pit limiter way before and way after, how. Yeah, but the fact is that they basically made less road than what was supposed to do, and that translates in a higher velocity, because they basically cut the corner. So that was the issue, and a lot of drivers fall for that.
Yeah, let me just add in quickly. Like the amount they were over the pit speed was zero point 0.1 of a kilometer an hour.
Yes,
Most
yeah,
of them, and they all got fined €100, except one person, Colapinto, who is 8 kilometers faster,
yeah.
nearly
Jesus.
9. So,
Colapinto probably just forgot to press the. Maybe he was probably the only one which was, actually had a fade pit limit.
yeah,
But
yeah. No,
all the
I
other ones,
think
they just
I
cut
managed to
the
get some.
corner. And, yeah.
I managed to get some audio of how that happened. I don't know if you guys want to hear that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Colapinto, pull over, Colapinto. We're coming for you.
Yeah, that's basically what happened. Yeah, other than that, too bad that Perez didn't get his first point for Cadillac because he was later penalized.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And unfortunately, Alonso took not unfortunately. I mean, Alonso took the point. And yeah, that's all. I think just one more thing about Aston. Uh, I know for a fact that in Maranello there are people popping champagne like there is no fucking tomorrow, because apparently they dodged a massive bullet called Adrian Newey, which
Yeah.
with that car, not only the engine is dog shit, but even the car is kind of dog shit, because
Hmm.
I mean, Monaco, if you have a good chassis, you can actually prove something. That
Hmm.
car was abysmal in his
Yeah.
performances. It's
I've
really bad.
actually I actually spoke to Lawrence Stroll after the race, and just after,
Yeah.
more importantly, that he received a text message from
Yeah.
Maranello, and
Uh-huh.
I asked him this question. Lawrence, how do you feel now about your number one signing of Adrian Newey in the race, and how's that working out for you? Oh, okay. Thank you, Lawrence.
I was expecting the same reply that Russell gave, but yeah, that one
Oh
is
yeah, no.
true.
Well, I've got another one here where I actually recorded Russell. I don't know if you know this. In that little break that they had it
Uh-huh.
under the red flag, Russell got out of his car and went up to the FIA to try and, I don't know, persuade them that maybe he shouldn't be penalised. And this is what I recorded. Okay, so let me do this. It's him going up the stairs, and then 2 minutes later. Okay, there we go. That was George Russell at the FIA. So there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep on.
Okay, that's all for me.
Thank you very much. Now over to you, Lucky. Monaco, how did you find it? Were you? I think you were invited onto some of the yachts, weren't you? Right. You spent most of the time on the yachts with the young ladies that we saw dancing away and partying in the bay.
Well, it's not something I'd like to talk about too much. I mean,
Okay.
it's best to be discreet about these kind of things when you're mixing with the royalty of Europe in their yachts.
Oh dear. Sorry.
I would like to
someone
make
gave me a
intro.
soundboard. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, like King Kardashian. That kind of royalty, you mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
yeah,
she was in full display, wasn't she? Oh my word.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Sorry, interrupted you. About Lucky. Have you seen that she got the towel that Andrea is usually reserved for the first driver? You know when the driver come, they got like a like a table, and they got a towel and the water, and
Yeah.
she grabbed Antonelli's towel.
She don't
Like,
care.
yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, no, she's followed Formula One for quite a long time, I think, so she's no, she's no slouch. She's not a trophy girlfriend or anything like that.
No.
No. And of course, what's Lewis's dog's name?
His dead dog is called.
That's what I wanted you to remind everybody of. Go ahead.
Yeah.
His dead dog.
Roscoe.
There we go.
Yeah,
Roscoe.
Roscoe. Yeah.
It's the sound of the police. And she's the new police, apparently.
Yeah.
Roxanne! I did that one myself. Oh shit, I did it on camera. It's me making the noises now. Damn. Okay. Anyway, over to you, Lucky. How did you find the race anyway? Because you have lots of insight, and I'm especially looking forward to Twat Watch this week.
Twat Watch. Well, unfortunately, we can't blame Twat for being a twat this week. I'm not. He said on the radio that the throttle was stuck open, but everybody was blaming the chunks of tarmac that he hit for him going off. So, given either of those two options, neither of them will be his fault. So, I can't call him a twat, but I think Mike Crack might have something to say. Mike Crack says,
what did your crack say?
Mike Crack says Lance Stroll is still a twat, even if it wasn't his fault.
He was in the interview, wasn't he? Because he insisted to the interviewer, despite the fact the interviewer was saying, oh, yeah, but it was the track, wasn't it? It was the track. We can all clearly see that now. We've got pictures of it. And he went, no, not really. It was my car just wouldn't brake. The engine braking was just ridiculous. It kept pushing on. So even when given the excuse, right, at the 101 out of the driver's handbook is blame the track, right, or the tires.
Absolutely.
No,
energy but yourself.
And he did blame something. He blamed the car, right? Whereas this time he had a chance to blame the track, and no, he missed that as well. He really wanted to throw them throw them under a bus, you know. So there you
It's
go.
not it's not like it is Dad's car, you know.
Ah,
So yeah.
yeah, it's not like he paid anything for it. Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah.
Okay, so listen, I think we could summarize this race as follows. Antonelli fucked off from the start until the safety car came out. The field bunched up. Antonelli fucked off again. The race was stopped. They bunched up again, and Antonelli fucked off down the road again. It was just as simple as that. And by the end of the race, he was sliding that Mercedes through the corners deliberately on the throttle.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
fantastic last
Which
lap.
was, which was just, it was cheeky, if nothing else.
Yeah,
It was
no.
awesome to see a guy who was obviously out there in a car that suited things, and he was enjoying himself for sure.
Yeah. That just to point this out, that was what Senna did. Like years ago, winning the Monaco Grand Prix once over in front of Prost, and he literally just span the wheels up at every corner towards the end, just to show, like, yeah, I'm fully in control of this. I've beaten you,
Yeah.
and beaten you hard. And to see the Kimi, I'm not going to call him the young Kimi anymore. The Kimi, the godlike driver that is the Kimi. Yeah, just fantastic to see his exuberance. His exhilaration he must have felt in the cockpit at the time was obvious. The way he handled those last two corners, Anthony Nodes would have been very proud. I can assure you of that.
It would have been fantastic if they had a camera pointed at either Bono or Toto in the last lap when he was sliding over the place, just to see their fucking faces. I mean, I know if I were Bono, I would have lost like 4 or 5 years of my life. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was really nice to see the guy doing that. I guess, Fabio, that the Italian press are awash with tales of Kimi Antonelli at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is that uh, so we've seen champions before, right? I mean, we've seen Schumacher, we've seen Verstappen, all these people. This guy is different. Well, of course he's 19, but we had, I mean, Verstappen was young at the time. He seems to have so much fun, and he's so focused. It's uncanny. It's really, really, really something that I have never seen, in my life. Never. People compare him. Yeah, I mean, people compared him to Senna, to Schumacher. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, Senna was kind of an asshole outside of the car, right? I mean, Schumacher was not the most enjoyable person in the world, even if privately, people, the thought it was a completely different person. Uh, this guy seems to have the time of his life. He gives autographs. Last week before that, he was in a quite minuscule city in Italy called Brisighella. It's a hellhole because there was a prize, and it just went there. Is really, really, really something. I think we should cherish that guy because, yeah.
Yeah, we're very lucky, that's for sure, because he is such a breath of fresh air. This is his second season. Verstappen took like maybe 3 or 4 seasons before they gave him a good enough car to show his stuff. And if you remember, in those first 2 seasons, Verstappen was crashing into people all over the place. He could barely keep his car under control because it wasn't a good car. I'm not saying it's Verstappen's fault necessarily, but he was wild in the car. Kimi is wild, but he just seems to never go over the limit. He seems to stay within the limit, and when he does, he knows that's the limit, and he doesn't make that mistake again.
Yeah.
This is the adaptability, and yeah, I'm so impressed. Let me just say, Simon, all dressed up. What the fuck? Yeah, I put some clothes on today. You know me.
Andrea Antonelli is going to be what Valentino Rossi is going to be for F1, what Valentino Rossi was for
Yeah,
MotoGP. I have
I mean,
no doubt in my mind.
I read in the press, in the Italian press. I read. I don't know if you know this, is Fabio, but I in fact read
Yeah.
Italian. But I read they're saying that he's the new Marc Marquez for Formula One.
Yeah. I'm not really sure you read it correctly. Probably it was a Spanish newspaper. No, but I mean, regardless, because he's so likable, and
Yeah,
it's something which is all across the board, right?
yeah,
I mean, so
yeah, for sure.
he's really going to be what Valentino Rossi was for MotoGP is going to be for F1, and actually, I think in even a better way because Valentino was kind of a dick, when he was young. Yeah, I know he was. I mean, I can tell you firsthand, he was kind of a dick.
I think the jury's out on that. I think the Kimi could still be a dick, right? But
Yeah,
everybody would still love him, just like they did with Rossi. And Rossi, like he was famous for his antics, wasn't he? Before, after his practical joking. I think he stirred up a lot of drivers or riders once he became
yeah,
so successful that they couldn't beat him year after year. And I think that's more the arsehole claim. And I think it might be the same with Kimi. If he stays at Mercedes and they keep giving him the best car, no one's going to like him on the grid.
I mean, listen, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that people
I mean,
like
George
Piastri,
George
Jar.
has already got the knives out
Oh
for
yeah.
him. Let's face it.
Well, I mean, George has some reasons to do that, but besides drivers like Ajar, Lawson, all the youngest ones, right? That they see him as a, well, that was Piastri. It was my time to shine, and here is the new guy. The other interesting thing is that people like Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, I think even Alonso, they all genuinely love the guy. It can't be a ruse, right? Because
No,
you can
absolutely.
see the way that they really love the guy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I
after
mean,
the warm down room
mhm,
afterwards, right? I mean, firstly, A. Lewis was the first person to come up to him and shake
yeah,
his hand and go, well done," and he waited for him to get out of the car. After shaking his hand, he went back, came back, and then waited for him to get out of the car to come up so he could hug him. And then in the
yeah,
warm down room afterwards, he literally sat so close to Kimmy,
yeah,
put his
yeah,
arm around him and went, "Well, fucking done. That's 5 in a row. That is such an achievement," you know. And you could hear, you can imagine the conversation going, like, "That's great." He even made a little comment, didn't he? Lewis made a little comment. He's like, "Well, another win. Oh, you're going to be catching me up soon,"
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, 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 yeah,
how
yeah,
great is that of Lewis to say, right? When you've got the most winningest driver in the Formula One history saying to
right,
you, "It's not going to be long before you're on my ass, that's for sure."
yeah,
So taking my records, I think that's a huge compliment. And then on the other side, which I really loved about it, was Isaac Hadjar, who of course, had such a difficult first race when he crashed, and it was Lewis Hamilton's dad that came up and took him in
hmm
his arms when Hadjar was crying,
yeah,
and that meant so much to Hadjar that he refocused immediately. Next race, he was on the pace again and has had that same confidence ever since. That
hmm
Hamilton family doing wonders for the grid and the youngsters coming through. Of course, Hadjar looked up to Lewis as his hero when he was growing up. So it shows you that age difference, and I suspect Kimi also did as well. So
I mean,
yeah,
as far as the jar goes, I mean, he can't look at his team for support. This is what he has Verstappen and Marco. So fuck it. I mean, I'd rather fight, a friendly face somewhere else, anywhere, in
yeah,
there. So,
yeah. Incredible scenes. I'm so
yeah.
happy. I'm so happy that Lewis has turned out. I mean, he always was very level-headed, even when, remember that Ali G comment when the he kept getting FIA penalties thrown at him, and he had several, so it was looking really difficult in his rookie season that he was going to win, and of course he missed out very narrowly. Beginning of the second season started the same way, and someone said to him, "Well, Why do you think it is, Lewis, that you keep attracting all this negative attention from the FIA, and you keep getting penalties? And he quoted Ali G and said, "Is it because I is black?" And that's the kind of humour in the face of extreme prejudice that the FIA were showing Lewis. That his fortitude shine through. That's when he himself was just a young man. Right, I think he was 20 at the time or something like that. So that's when he'd started out and was in the Kimi shoes. And I'm so glad, like, here we are, whatever, 10, 15 years later, and Lewis is now the GOAT and is still able to understand and identify with how difficult the sport is for young people coming in, and what a great job the Kimi's done. So that makes me so proud of Lewis. It really does. Sorry, Lucky, go ahead.
Well,
I hate to
I
cut
think
you.
you just covered everything I was going to talk about.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Sir Lord Lewis Hamilton of Stevenage, CBE, MBE, MDMA. Is he back? Back with a vengeance? You think? He was again the happiest guy at the Formula One circus, like he was last week. He's just seems to think he's got himself hooked up with his car, and he was looking pretty quick, I must admit. Although, to be honest, the best looking car around that track this weekend was the safety car. It was looking rapid, by the way. That red Mercedes, it looked really good. And of course, Hajar, third place, the only Red Bull driver to get across the line this week with Verstappen's problems. He had his problems of his own, but still managed to get third. We talked about Russell, and this it is just fucking bizarre, just totally bizarre. I don't know what Russell is thinking when he's driving that car. As Fabio said, he spent the whole race moaning, and then couldn't work out whether he'd got a penalty for him. He'd served a penalty or not. I mean, it's like he's lost the plot completely. I don't know.
He's really struggling with the car, isn't he? I mean, whatever it is, his setups or the way the car's been developed, it suits Kimi much more. This is uncommon for George, who does normally like the car on the nose, but he's just straight out been outdriven by the Kimi, and I think that's really mentally affected him, having I mean, bearing in mind that his previous teammate was Lewis Hamilton, and you can understand him keeping his mind together when Lewis outdrives him, because Lewis is, the GOAT at Formula One right now. But to have the young pretender come in and outdrive, he did outdrive Kimi last year in his first year, of course, mainly because Kimi just made mistakes, and he hasn't done that. Maybe the first race or second race he made a mistake. He was getting some poor starts and things like that. But without that, he's been perfect. He's been absolutely perfect. So
I'm not so sure, Simon. If you remember at the start of the year when he won, where was it? He won at the start. It was Australia. And at the end of the race, he said, "Oh, this is brilliant. The engine's brilliant." I mean,
yeah.
If the car was okay for him then, why is it suddenly not okay for him now? I'm thinking this is down to something he's got in his head.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And I'll make another example, which can, I think, the fact that he he missed the 5 seconds and whatever, blah 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 blah. I mean, that was a paid fault, of course. But even the driver has to realize it, right? And the fact that he didn't, and then he found some so silly excuses. I mean, he's coming from especially those last two races where it's been slaughtered by Antonelli. Right, in Canada was supposed to be his track, and and in Monaco, Antonelli gave him like zero point 0.8 of a second. It wasn't. He was all over the place. And when a driver is got his mindset all over the place, they make stupid mistakes. Case in point, Leclerc. If Leclerc didn't Leclerc crashed, and he blamed the car. I think he blamed the car
The brakes.
wrongly because that was the maybe the brakes had something to do, but that wasn't the reason. The reason was, we saw that the front left tire was covered with, it wasn't marbles, it was like, tarmac, and he
Gravel, yeah.
couldn't, yeah. But he blamed the brakes anyway because he's being, having, this brake thing in his head for the whole weekend. So he blamed the brakes, and just before they made the double pit stop, where they stopped Lewis, they made him take the 5 seconds, and he didn't understand that. That was a big thing, And Samus remember says, thank God the Leclerc crashed, because if not, it would have been, a fucking war zone in Ferrari. And I am super positive that uh, George performances are, as you said, lucky because the mindset is in. Just the same way that Leclerc crashed because this weekend he was lost. He wasn't focused. He didn't get the results he thought he was going to get, especially after the free practices where they had a nice car. So when you get into that kind of mindset, the kind of lost zone, you make stupid mistakes. And
One
this
thing
is
I
with
must say
Russell.
about Leclerc was during qualifying. Um, I don't know why you didn't get a really quick time, but he certainly was committed on those laps. There was a shot of him coming through the swimming pool chicane, and that car was just right on the limit. So he was totally committed
Yeah. Yeah.
to getting a good time for sure. He was definitely trying.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a driver's track, and you would hope
Yeah.
that the other superior drivers would push themselves forward to
yeah,
the front. And
it
again,
was.
He
how
touched the wall
impressive
in his last lap, Leclerc, to be fair.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So it was trying, but yeah.
but it's
how impressive for the Kimi that on a driver's track that he can take pole where Russell was nowhere close, right?
yeah,
I mean, this is not something like this is not something common. This wasn't because he just happened to have a better setup, etc., etc. It may have been, but this is because the car genuinely suits him and he's able to extract the most from it. So it's not just that he's sat in the car and the car can easily do it. Otherwise, Russell would have been up there in second place, like normally normally
yeah.
at Monaco they go 2 by 2, right?
Mm.
So, but no, this is an exceptional performance by Kimi
But
to put it on pole and to beat both of the acknowledged best drivers on the circuit is something quite special.
funny thing about Andreas' pole lap is that in his pole lap he didn't make any best section, you know. So it was just the consistent lap, the best lap ever, without spikes, he didn't make the best sector, the first, the second, the third, he was just flying. So yeah.
Yeah, consistently, just
Hmm.
perfectly judging the tires as well. Normally, you can
Yeah.
get a fast first sector, but then your third sector will suffer. You can get a fast third sector like Schumacher always used to do, because he saved his tires up to use them all at the end. But this was, as you say, just a consistent use of the tires over the thing. And Lewis actually spoke halfway through the week and said, "Yeah, tires are really important here." And I just want a big shout out to my main man Simon Funk for talking about tires all the time.
One thing we must mention about Leclerc before we go any further is, of course, that he has re-signed for Ferrari just before Monaco, and is going to be there for the next foreseeable future.
Another couple of
Yeah.
years he added to
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
contract,
Yeah.
So
yeah. I
And
think a higher rate as well. I think it was like 50 million a year or something like that for Leclerc now.
something ridiculous.
yeah. Yeah.
Something
Uh,
ridiculous.
one
He's been
last thing
throwing his
about
weight around. He's been throwing his weight around back behind the
yeah.
scenes, going, "Look, you're paying Lewis 70 fucking million,
Yeah.
right? And I'm beating him.
Yeah.
Now, how much are you going to pay me?"
Yeah. Well, one last thing about Antonelli, just to give you a rough idea how great of a driver he is. He made the chicane after the tunnel, in such a way that no other drivers do that. So after the free practice one, all the other drivers start copying, the way he made the first chicane. But he was the only one which was making that. He was basically putting the middle of the car over the bump, not just the right front wheel. And everybody starts, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna do that. So this is, I mean, when a 19 years old, second season F1, makes something, and all the other drivers start copying, including Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen. Again, people which I got quite, 11 world titles between the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there is something going on.
Yeah, the only person who didn't copy it, of course, was George Russell. But there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I'm going to call it there on the race because we are fast running out of time. I just want to say
can I quickly just mention your guys at Williams? They played that hold up the pack strategy to perfection, and then Colapinto went into the back of Sainz and completely ruined the whole thing.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a shame because that was one of the best strategies on the track this weekend for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny you say. Go ahead. Like
no, I love Lawson's comment on the radio when they made that, and the over the radio said, "Oh fuck me, they're not going to do that again, right?" Because they did it exactly last year. Oh, they're not going to do that again.
Yeah. It was quite strange. Like at the beginning of the race, of course, people were saying, "Oh, look, Antonelli. Like normally you just, normally you just go and like hold the pack up a little bit so other people couldn't undercut you." Didn't give a shit. Just went, no, I'm faster than everybody else. I can pull away and make the gap anyway. So who cares whether they try and undercut? Just absolutely incredible drive. Incredible drive.
I think that he wanted to lap his teammate.
Yeah.
And he did.
Amen, Robin. Thank you. Robin says everybody loves a sharp dressed man. Yep. Thank you so much. Amen, Robin. And then I know that they're very necessary. Talking about tyres, of course. They are. Absolutely. Got to get a nap, Simus. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Great stream. Thank you. And then Savage says like and subscribe, y'all. So, yeah, that's great. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add in there, Lucky?
No, I'm good, thanks.
And ciao. Okay, that's great. In which case, I think it's time to wrap up the show with, of course, our special features. And let me just get that right. So we are now going to go over and play Quiz the Myth! It's a quiz! It's a quiz! Myth! It's a quiz! It's a myth, it's a quiz, it's a myth! It's a quiz! It's a myth, or a quiz! It's a quiz! Over to you, Lucky.
Right. That was an introduction.
Yeah.
They always are. They always are.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I just forgot to play the last bit actually of it. Let me just see if it'll do that. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm going to give you the names of 4 drivers. Okay. And these 4 drivers have one thing in common.
They're drivers.
Apart from their being drivers, they have one unique.
So they got 2 things in common.
Have they got 4 wheels?
Well, no, that would be their cars. The cars might have 4 wheels, but they.
Oh, they've got cars. Okay, they've got cars. Yes.
Well,
thank you. I'll take a point. I'll take a point for that.
They did have. Being drivers, they needed something to drive, so that was a given.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, you're giving me the points. Thank you. Yeah.
But they're guys.
So what we'll do is I'm going to give them in pairs. Okay. I'll give you 2, and then you get a chance to guess what they would have in common. If you can't guess it from that, I'll give you the name of the other 2 and see if you can work it from there. Okay.
Okay. I'm all ready.
Okay. Your first driver would be Mike Hawthorne.
Mike. Oh dear, this is not going to be good. Is it they all died
No.
in a car
World
accident?
well, he
And,
is
and
dead.
we've got
I mean,
footage of all of it.
In flames.
he was, of course,
20
champion.
spectators around them, running for their life. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Mike Hawthorne, who was, of course, 1959 Formula One champion with a Ferrari.
Hmm.
Okay, and your second driver is going to be Nico Rosberg, who
My
was the
word.
2016 champion with Mercedes. What do they
Okay.
have in common?
One world championship, maybe.
Those two did have one world championship, indeed.
Okay, thank you.
But that's
Okay, we're
not
going to
the
call it
answer.
there, everybody. Thank you very much. Samos wins this week. Oh,
No.
okay.
The thing
No,
is,
no.
they've all got
Sorry.
a world championship, and they had to have a world championship in order to have to do what they did.
Okay, so they retired after winning a world championship.
You're close. You're close.
Okay, they didn't retire. No, they all retired after their world championship. I mean,
No, you've got the wrong answer. You've
okay.
kind of got the right answer, but you haven't got the right answer.
It's kind of like the right answer.
Yes.
Okay. So,
But
they
it wasn't.
become
The common thing was not retirement.
they become commentators.
No.
Hey, I tried, right? I mean, what the fuck?
To be fair, Mike Hawthorne actually died in 1960 in a road crash, so he didn't get to do very much after he.
No. So it's to do with this winning one world championship and then
Yes.
doing something else, presumably.
Or winning a world championship and doing.
Winning a world championship. We've already said one, so I don't think we need to say any more about that.
They both beat the they both were the second drive
No.
in the team.
No.
The other driver in the team won the world championship the year before.
No. When you said retire, you were getting along the right lines of.
Okay, right. I see. Yeah, I see. So.
Do you want me to give you the two?
So hang on a minute. So what you're basically saying here is Mike Hawthorne didn't retire; he died.
No.
Okay.
He did retire.
They stopped racing.
No.
They didn't.
Well,
Mike
they did.
Hawthorne didn't stop racing.
Oh, no, they didn't. They didn't. No, that's not the commonality. No, that's not the commonality.
Okay.
Okay.
Mike
Hawthorne
died
retired.
and the other one stopped racing. That's common, but yeah.
Yeah. He carried on racing. That's why he died.
Well, he died on the street.
Right. Listen, I'll tell you what.
Did he? I thought he died in Australia or something in the race.
Retiring is not the
Racing
commonality.
escorts or
Okay?
something.
Retiring is not a commonality.
It's not the commonality. Okay?
It's not the commonality.
And you'll find out just in a second why it can't be.
Okay.
Your other two drivers are Jochen Rindt and Nigel Mansell.
Oh, okay.
Jochen Rindt,
Okay.
Nigel Mansell. Mansell was
okay.
90,
Well, that's
92 champion, and Jochen Rindt was champion in 71. He drove for Lotus. Mansell drove for Williams.
Okay, well, so it's now what have all four got in common?
Yes, indeed. And we know it's not retiring.
We know it's not dying.
We know it's not dying. Because
Mansell
is still alive.
Well, no, it can't be that. It can't be. going to another championship to win a world championship? That can't be right. Or
Well,
Um,
it kind of is.
They
It kind of
hold on
is.
a second. So
champion in another class.
they
Okay.
when they won, it was the last year that there's some rules, and then they changed rules the year
No,
later.
I thought you were going to just. I thought you had it there. You started off like you were going to get the answer, but you were wrong. And it's a lot more simple than you might think.
You might think. So they all just moved to a different category and
Oh,
won a championship.
you're getting close.
They moved to a different category in
No,
America.
no. Well, Jochen Rindt certainly didn't move to another
Yeah,
category.
gonna say, I
You
don't-
know, moved to a
Hawthorne was-
totally different plane of existence. I think.
Well,
So-
Hawthorne, I believe Hawthorne did go to Australia to win some car races over there.
Yeah, but we're talking about Formula One champions. And
Oh,
champions.
they did. Sorry, they did Le Mans after that.
No. You've kind of lost the track now.
Okay. Mansell.
Let me
Rosberg,
run
what do
through
they
the
have in
four
common?
drivers, okay? Let me run through the four drivers, okay?
Okay.
First of all, you had Mike Hawthorne, who retired. You
Yeah.
had Jochen Rindt, who won and died.
Yeah.
You've got Nigel Mansell, who won and went to IndyCar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then you've got Nico Rosberg, who also won and retired.
Yeah.
So it's fairly obvious from that what didn't happen.
Well, they didn't race the next year, but yeah, in Formula One.
Well, yeah.
That's the obvious conclusion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you've kind of got it there. None of them defended their world championships. Hawthorne retired, so he couldn't.
yeah. Hang on a
Jochen
minute.
Rindt
Hang on a
died,
minute.
he couldn't.
I've got something for you here, Lucky.
Yeah.
I've got something here. I've got something here for you, Fabio. Actually,
Yeah.
and one for me as well.
Yeah.
Over to you, Lucky.
Yeah.
So Nico Rosberg won the championship, retired, didn't defend his championship. Nigel Mansell won the championship '92 and disappeared to IndyCar. Didn't defend his championship. Jochen Rindt, of course, was unalive, so he couldn't defend his championship. And Mike Hawthorne had retired. He actually had a terminal brain tumor, I think it was, when he retired, but was killed in a motor accident on I think it was the London North Circular.
Just to keep the show light,
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
absolutely. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll just say
No. You could say there are another couple of drivers who didn't defend world championships. However, they did defend world championships. Let me explain. Fangio won in '52, I believe, and then he didn't defend his championship because he was injured, but then won and did defend a championship. And of course, you've got Jackie Stewart, who won in '69, defended in '70, re-won it in '71, defended it in '72, re-won it in '73, but retired and didn't defend his championship in '74. So they did defend their championship, but didn't defend their championship, if you see what I mean.
I have no idea. I thought you said Rindt won it in hang on a minute.
No, he didn't defend his championship in '71 because he couldn't.
Oh, in '71. So you're saying
Yeah.
Rindt won in '70? I beg your pardon. That would have made all the difference to my answer if I'd known that.
Oh, right.
Okay. That's fine though. That's fine. I still got the point, so I don't care.
Yes, you definitely got the point this week, Simon.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You deserved it for all those.
Absolutely. I am over the moon.
Excellent.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much indeed for that. We are just over an hour 10, so we're doing good. We are doing good tonight, people. And obviously, I want to thank everybody in the comments. became team owners. I missed Robin's chat there. Became team owners. No, that wasn't the answer, but it could well have been, for all we knew at the time you wrote that. That would have been as good a guess as any. So there we go.
Yeah.
No, look, thank you, everybody. Next week, yes, it is, in fact, next week, we're going to be in Barcelona. That's the correct pronunciation. And, yeah, we're going to be in Barcelona, in Catalonia.
We haven't talked about the Aduo, and rightly so.
I don't think we want to talk about Aduo.
That.
Yeah, no, I don't care. I don't care about the Aduo. It's all made up bullshit. It's all made up politics. And if I had my way, of course, I'd. It's the sound of the police. So that's what I think about our duo. Yeah. Anyway,
Nobody mentioned Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, no, we did. Fabio did. Yeah, Fabio noticed Kim Kardashian. Yeah.
I mean, you were probably sleeping at the time. I think. Yeah.
Probably trying to. You're probably just researching who died in car crashes or something.
Who the fuck? Yeah.
Whether we could get smuggle some footage on to piss Simon off. Something like that. Okay, look, thank you so much, guys. It's been a really fun one.
Good for the viewers.
I think we're going to end on a point of agreement for all of us that the Kimi is, in fact, the new Jesus of Formula One. So, thank you. I think we can end there. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll take care. We'll see you.
Do you think, Simon, this year that all we're going to hear about is that bloody Italian